All right, greetings and happy Sabbath, everybody. Welcome to another live broadcast on the truthmadeplain.com with Bishop R.A. Campbell. Happy Sabbath day. And we're broadcasting live on the truthmadeplain.com, also on Facebook Live. So make sure you share it with all your social media outlets. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you have any questions, as always, you can ask them at the bottom of the page on the site in the contact form. You can fill that out, ask your question, or on the chat bubble, or in the comment section on the Facebook Live broadcast. So, without further ado, I'm Elder Rick Johnson. I'm going to introduce the teaching in the person of the Bishop R.A. Campbell by saying Amen. Amen.
All right. Praise the Lord, everyone out there in radio land. We in another Sabbath day, and we are dealing with the end time message. Now we got to understand that we see a lot of young black men being killed, and it's a terrible situation for these young black men to be killed like they're being killed by the police and also by their own kind. It's a two-way street now. The police is not only one killing them, they're killing one another. Now, the Democrats love this because they want this place to be tore up in the black neighborhood so they can accuse Donald Trump as being somebody that's not taking care of the country. So they ain't trying to stop none of this mess. They want it to take place so they can make you hate on Donald Trump and they can get in. Now, to show what I'm talking about, we're going to read it to you in your own Bible. Now, at the Democratic presidents, when they had the chance to have a convention, they didn't say nothing about all this wicked stuff that's going on because they wanted it going on. They want that. That makes them make Donald Trump look insignificant, that he don't know what he's doing. So, but they only want it in the black neighborhood. They don't want it in a white neighborhood. They don't want it in Indian Hill, Hyde Park, or none of these great white neighborhoods. They want it in the black neighborhood so they can make everybody hate on Donald Trump. Now, mostly all my black brothers and sisters hate Donald Trump, but who they need to be hating is the Democrats who want this to go on in your neighborhood so they can get in and turn this country into a socialist society. Now, the Bible told you that this was going to happen to you. Jesus Christ told us that it's going to happen to us, but he told us how to take care of it. Now, remember what I said, the police is the minister of God for those which are doing the wicked. He's not for you if you're doing the right thing, but if you're doing something wicked or resisting, then the police has got to do his job, because every police officer got to be a killer, because that's when he wear the gun. He got to be a killer. You know, he can't let you just run over him. And he got to stand between you and somebody trying to kill you, whether you're black or white. He got to take the bullet. Now let's go to Matthew chapter number 5, because Jesus told us how to deal with this. You can't be resistant. Now in Matthew chapter number 5, verse 26, I want you to read this, Brother Rick, loud and clear, so our young men can understand where I'm coming from today, and they won't think I'm just trying to make them look bad. But you can't resist the police. He's a killer. That's what he carried a gun for. He got a different spirit. The spirit, when he become a police, the minister of God, for vengeance, it's a spirit go along with it of revenge. He ain't like no normal person. He got to rule, and he can't rule if you're resisting. So let's read Matthew chapter number 5, verse number 26 for a minute.
Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
Well, she got that verse, let's start at verse 25 first. 25. Start at 25 first. I've seen it here at 26. Let's read the verse 5.
Agree with thine adversary quickly, while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Now, let's pause there. He says, agree with your adversary. Now, agree with your adversary means that when the police come to get you or to feel like you done did something wrong, you're supposed to agree with him. You ain't supposed to get arguing and fussing and carrying on where you'll end up in jail, and the day you ended up dead because they are more aggressive now. They say agree with him when you're an adversary. You got to agree with the police. Police is somebody done call the police, and most of the time the people who done call the police on you is somebody black like you are, because you're doing something in their neighborhood, or you're doing something that's causing a disturbance, and they call the police. I told this lady, don't be calling the police on when your son get out of order. Just tell him to put him on out the house for a while, because next thing you have to do is go to a funeral. Because if he keep on doing what he's doing, when the police come, the police ain't going to show him no mercy. He going to end up killing him. Now you got to go to a funeral. See? Now, the police is supposed to be grieved with quickly while he is in your way, because in a way he is an adversary to you. Because he's there because somebody has claimed that you did something that was against the law. Excuse me for a minute. Now let's go up again over here to Matthew again, chapter 5, verse 39 and 40. We're going to be working with this today. Now the police is carrying the gun, and he's carrying the gun because he's a killer. He got every police officer is a killer because he got to he got to protect you if somebody trying to kill you. So he got a different spirit when he became a police. He's not the same that he was when he was just a young man or a young woman. Now he's got the gun on his side, and he bears that gun not in vain. And now if somebody trying to kill you, say your husband trying to kill you, somebody's done broken your house trying to kill you. When the police come, he got to stand in between you and the killer that's trying to kill you. He got to take the bullet for you. So he's a killer. He bear not that gun in vain. Now let's read this verse here in 5:39.
But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also.
Now hold it. Let me explain that, because somebody said, Bishop, you mean to tell me if the police slap me in my face, I'm supposed to turn around and let him slap me on the other side? Jesus was not talking about nobody hitting you. He was talking about agreeing with the police so he won't hit you. He was talking about agree with the police. Remember, we was under the Roman soldiers that came into our land, of Jerusalem, and they was ruling, and they were some of the most cruelest Gentiles you ever seen. And Jesus had to tell us how to deal with them. He said, now if they hit you sometime, they would just slap you and tell you, get on down the street somewhere. You know, they were just that evil. Well, he's telling you, agree with them real quick before they slap you on the other side. That means you turn over there and let them do it. That's what the next thing they're going to do is slap you somewhere else and kill you. So he wasn't talking about letting nobody slap you on the right part of your face and turn to the left. He was just trying to tell you how to deal with these evil Gentiles that had taken our land and was ruling it in Jerusalem when we was in our own land in Jerusalem. He was telling us how to deal with the Gentiles who was ruling over us. Palace boys. They was all Roman soldiers. They was mean and evil, and they took no mercy on you. He said, now, one of them hit you on the right side. Sometimes he would slap you a little bit and say, now, get on out right here. You know, the police, when I was a kid, they would push you a little bit. Get on down there past Central Avenue. You ain't got no business up here on Plum Street. You know. Well, they're telling me, don't turn around and get yourself hit in the head with the club. Get on back down there in the neighborhood that you live in, which was Central Avenue. That was my boundary line. I'm up on Prom Street now. I'm up here trying to do something I shouldn't be doing. So the police would come and he just, I told, get on back down and push you or something. You know, took the stick and just push you like in the stomach with it, you know. Now, if I go to arguing and fussing, he going to hit me in the head with the stick. Now I got to go to the hospital because I'm bloody. My blood ran all down my face. Now, you got to listen to me very carefully. The police is not your enemy, but he got to keep order for you because you got so many unruly, wicked folk that will rob you and kill you and take your car from you or whatever with your baby in it. So he got to be as tough as the criminal is. Now, I want you to finish reading that. Read verse 40.
And if any man will sue thee at the law and take away thy coat, let him also have thy cloak also.
Now, that's talking about them Roman soldiers. If you're going to take your coat, give him his cloak. In other words, your cloak is your top coat, and your regular coat is your coat that you wear on your top coat. The robe in them days. You had a robe on, but you had an underrobe too. And they would sue you to the law because the law was also Roman soldiers. There wasn't no law that they're going to take you to that favor you. So you would just say, look, man, I'm sorry. I don't have anything to pay, but take my cloak also. Now, we got to understand these scriptures. They ain't talking about you supposed to be laying down on the ground, getting kicked in the mouth, or getting treated bad, but it's trying to tell you to agree with your adversary while you're in his way. Because he'll kill you, because he's a killer, and he don't have you just ruin over him. I mean, he's the law. So he told you to sit down, don't jump out, don't do this, stay in the car. You're going to jump up and run out the car. And then his killing spree is going to come in him, and he's going to end up killing you, shoot you in the back. Shoot you in the back. He don't care where he shoots you at. You done broke you to him, you done broke his rulership. You done broke his rulership. He told you to sit down, and you done jumped up and jumped out the car and ran somewhere. So he's going to kill you. Now let's go to Romans chapter number 13, verse 4. 13:4. Now I'm trying to teach you how to stay alive for a few more years, because you're on your way out of here, but you don't want to go out here in a casket. You want to go out of here alive. Now Jesus said, agree with your adversary. Now agree with him. Here come the police. Somebody done called the police in the neighborhood. Now the police coming. Now who did this? Well, he did it. Now you have to start wrestling with the police. Yes, I mean, you can't resist him. You got to do it in the courtroom. You can handle the police now in the courtroom, but you can't handle them on the street. You know, police said I was speeding. And so I said, oh, so I was not speeding. There was a lady in front of me doing 5 miles. But I had a big, beautiful car, and he thought I was a drug boy or something with the car I had, you know. So I said, well, I'm going to court, officer. I ain't gonna give me the ticket. I'm going to court. So I went to court, and I told the judge that the police stopped me because of the car I was driving. So the judge asked me, he said, what kind of car was you driving? I said, I was driving this black Mercedes-Benz, the big one, and he thought I probably was a drug boy or something. So the police said, the judge said, well, case dismissed, but go on and pay a fine. Now, you're going to have to pay something, but I didn't have to go to jail, and I didn't have to pay. The ticket was more than the fine. So you got to understand, you fight in the courtroom. You don't fight on the street with no police. You're going to get killed. Now, let's read the 13th chapter of the book of Romans, verse number 4. We're dealing with this now. Too many of our black boys are being killed. And the reason they're being killed, the Democrats want them dead, and they want them to be rebelling so they can make Trump look bad. Ain't none of Trump's fault because of these black boys are getting killed. It's the Democrats' fault. They pile all us black folks up in a neighborhood, you understand me, with depression all on top of us, nasty places and stuff, and a lot of us get stressed out. And then we call the police on one another. You know, some old woman, they done beat her up and took her groceries, so she's gonna call the police. Somebody trying to break in your house, you're gonna call the police. Now when the police come, who you call the police on, he got to have some manners, because he started wrestling with the police, he's gonna lose his life. And then they're gonna blame Donald Trump. Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump ain't did nothing, but tried to make America great again. And if you make it great again, then I'm going to enjoy the part. He can't eat all the T-bone steaks. Then I'm going to get 1 or 2. See, so they just want the Democrats doing this to make Donald look bad so they can win and get in that devil's White House and then turn this country into a junkyard. Because that's what they're going to do. See, so now, I want you to understand what I'm teaching. And what did he say in the 13th chapter of the book of Romans, verse 4?
For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Did you hear that? He bear not the sword in vain. The sword today is the gun. He ain't carrying that gun for decoration. You got to use avenger on you if you're doing evil. If you ain't doing no evil, he ain't gonna even come, because ain't nobody gonna call him. The reason they call the police is because somebody's doing something they ain't supposed to be doing according to the law. You don't call the police on everybody. They call the police on somebody that's doing something, say. You know, say they're trying to cash a bad check, or they're trying to steal something out of a store, you know. Then they call the police. You know, when I was a kid, we used to call the police on us because we'd be doing stuff that we ain't supposed to be doing. I was so glad when I could get converted and get in the church. And they don't call the police on me no more, because I ain't going to be doing nothing evil. Now, he bear not the sword in vain. Read that verse again, because I want them to understand what I'm saying today. We got to quit blaming Donald Trump and blame these devilish, dirty Democrats who put us in these nasty neighborhoods, and we get all depressed, and all we got is all that's going on is a bunch of drinking and doping and hoeing and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And old folks want to go to sleep at night, and they shooting and carrying on, and they call the police. They call the police. Now, the Democrats so wicked now, they didn't pass a law that you can kill yourself, kill anybody. They let you out, put you in jail, and you ain't got to pay to get out on no bond or nothing. They let you up there in New York and come right back out. And they shooting people in the middle of the street, one another, hitting folks over the head with bottles and clubs, and they just doing anything. The Democrats is the reason for it. Now, Biden finally brought his little rubber out the basement, talking about he's against it. Well, why didn't you say you was against it at the Democratic convention? No, you wanted to accuse. The only way you can get in there is make Donald Trump look like he's a killer or something, or a hater, or a racist. Come on now. They're doing this stuff to themselves. Now, the police shouldn't be as aggressive as they are, but dang, man, it's a different day. People ain't got no respect for the police. No, you're not listening to somebody that want to live right. So the police come, and then the police he's carrying the gun. He's an executor on the street if you mess with him. Now let's read this again.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Now, if you're doing good, he's the minister of God for you for good. He's coming because you called him, you're a good person, and somebody is trying to do something to you that's evil. So he comes. Now, he comes to protect you. Now, many police have gotten killed themselves by trying to protect the women whose husbands is beating them up. And they get there, and they arguing and fussing, and the husband getting mad and come out and shoot the police before he can come in. That happens a lot of times. He's coming because you getting yourself beat up by your husband or by your boyfriend, and you call the police. Now, when he come, your boyfriend may have a gun, and he ain't going to jail because he know that's where he's going. So he killed the police. That happens all the time. It's a tough job being a police. I mean, who in the world would want the job? But somebody got to protect the innocent. Now, read on what he says there. He comes for you because you're good. Read.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Did you hear that? He's the minister of God for evil. When you resist the police, you're resisting God. You're resisting God. That's where you're going to end up getting killed. God don't allow nobody to just do him any kind of way. You're resisting God. You're resisting God, you're going to get in some trouble. Yeah, they're all through the Bible. When they saw resisting God, they got killed. They got killed. He opened up their apron dry. He killed 23,000 in one day that was resisting the 10 Commandments. And it made a calf. They were resisting God. And God said, they resisted, Joshua told God, said, look, they praising the Lord down there because you want to get them some information on how to rule themselves. He said, they ain't praising the Lord. That is the music of a bunch of sinners. And Joshua said, what? He said, that's the music of a bunch of sinners. So when they got down there, everybody pulled off their clothes, buck naked, ran around, section all over the place. And they resisting God, and God killed 23,000 in one day. Opened up their earth and swallowed up the calf and everything. Come on now. When you resist if your son is resisting the police when he comes, then you're going to a funeral. Now, he's going to have to calm down when the police come. Yes, I mean. So the police ain't going to put up with nonsense. You know. And so we want to understand, I got to teach you the right thing. Now, the Democrats want all this evil to happen in your black neighborhood so they can accuse Donald Trump as being a racist. Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with the plague. He ain't got nothing to do with you tearing your own neighborhoods up, burning them down, your own stores. He ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the Democrats doing that on purpose, and these blue and these yellow dog Democrats is following these lies against Donald Trump, and they done made you a yellow dog Democrat. They done made you a yellow dog Democrat. They done poison your mind against the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump ain't no angel, and he ain't 100% squeaky clean, but he's in charge right now. Let's read verse 1 of Romans chapter number 13. Go to verse 1. Let me explain it to you. Romans 13, the way you read verse 4.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're reading now verse 1 in the 13th chapter of the book of Romans.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God.
Now, God the one put Donald Trump in the White House because he set up kings and take down kings. He put Obama in the White House. He put George Bush in the White House. All these presidents that go to the White House, God is the reason they going there. Now, some of them go there and do evil, and some of them go there and do good. You know, that's the way life is. You got some evil doctors and some good doctors. You got some doctors that operate on you for the money they're going to get. Then you got some doctors that will not do that. So they see you as a commodity. And they give you a hysterectomy you don't need now. You know what I mean? Because they get money. They give you a prostrate operation and you don't need it. Because they are trying to get money. They get money when they operate. Don't get no money to tell you what you got. You get money by describing an operation. They get paid. You know. And so that's the way life is, baby. I hate to say it. Now read on what he said.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Did you ever say you resist the police, you're going to get damnation? He's the Most High is the reason he's the police. He's supposed to keep order on the earth. He's a killer. You know, he's a killer. That's come you don't want your boy being a police. Because he got to kill somebody. That's resisting the power of God, the ordinance of God. He only going to kill somebody that... Now, you got some wicked ones from the Klan. They took the hood off and put a police suit on. Now, they going to kill you anyway. Because they are haters from the little babies. When they grew up a hater. But they're very rare. Very rare. Very rare you'll find one that just will kill you because he hates your black face. He hates you because you're black, or he hates you because you're a Jew, or he hates you because you may be Catholic. They used to kill Catholics and Jews, white Jews and Catholics, and black folk. The Klan did. Now these Ku Klux Klan personalities has taken off the hood and put on a police outfit. Now, you're going to have to agree with him quickly in the way, like Jesus told you, because he's ready to slap you in the mouth or kill you. See? Now, he's a wicked police, but he's very rare. Very, very rare. Maybe 1 out of 1,000. Maybe 1 out of 1,000, or 1 out of 500. Now, but God told you how to deal with him. Agree with him quickly while you're in his way. If he's talking nasty to you, if he's telling you that, said, officer, now, you want my driver's license, but I'm scared you're going to hurt me. So can you please get on yourself, or let me get out the car and stand over here with my hands in the air, because I don't want you to think I'm reaching for a gun or a knife or something. You know, police stopped me, and I said, I put my hands out the window, you know, let my window down, put my hands out the window, both hands, you know. He said, well, where's your driver's license? Well, officer, I'm going to be honest with you. They're in my pocket, but I don't want to reach for them. So you want to search me, go ahead. I'm going to keep my hands up in the air. You know, police stopped me one night. He said, why didn't you go through that light? I said, well, the reason I didn't go through, officer, was because a black guy had killed the white police, and I didn't know if that you wanted revenge. So I pulled in Thornton, and he said, well, don't never do that again. Go on through the light. See, you know, God done told you how to deal with these people, and you're hard-headed and rebellious, and you listen to them dirty Democrats, you know. That's how they finally busted Pelosi. You telling everybody else you got to have a mask on. She done took her mask off and went and got her hair done. Then she want to talk about she got set up. Well, you tried to set up Donald Trump. You did the same thing to the president that they did to you. You set him up and impeached him over a lie y'all made up. So it's tit for tat. Yes, I mean, you know, you got busted, Pelosi. Come on. You didn't show no mercy, and you don't need to get none. You know, you set him up. Yes, you did. Impeached the man over a lie, over something he was trying to do to help you white folks stay on top. And now they done bust your rump. Right now, get your hair done with no mask on. And they set you up, you said, you know. They probably did set you up. The Most High suffered that they would set your little rump up. So because of your dirty stuff that you're doing to somebody else. Come on now, when you do evil, evil come back to hunt you. You don't get by all the time. Sometimes you're going to have to reap what you sowed. You know. Now, that's what she did. Everybody must have a mask on. And then she done took her mask off, and in there getting her hair done, you know. And then they took a picture of her. Oh, man. So she said, they set me up. Well, Pelosi, listen, you set Trump up many times. You done told so many lies on the man, you done made every little black person hate him. You can't keep on doing this hate stuff and thinking that it ain't gonna never come back to touch you, Pelosi. You know, you tore up the thing you took all his information and tore it up right in his face. Come on now, you done did so much wicked stuff, Pelosi, against the man. Because he won't follow your dumb stuff. I don't blame him. I wouldn't follow your dumb stuff neither. You know, try to make this country a socialist society. Socialism. You know.